Hello students, welcome to class 6 mathematics chapter 4 basic geometrical ideas, and this is your summary lecture number 6. Today we will revise whatever we have done in this chapter from the starting. First point is a small dot marked by a sharp pencil on a paper is an example of a point. A sharp dot marked by a sharp pencil on a paper is an example of a dot. A point determines a location. Point tells us the location. It has no length, no breadth, no thickness. Okay? Point does not have any length, breadth or thickness. It is usually denoted by a capital letter. Whenever we have to give name to any point, we will use capital letter. Next is, line is a straight and extends indefinitely in both directions. Line is straight and we can extend it. We can enlarge it. We can extend it indefinitely without any limit in both the direction. A line has length only. Okay, a line has only length. It has no breadth or thickness. A line has no end point. Definitely, if we can extend it from both the sides, that means it has no end point. And it has unlimited length. How we write down the name of a line? It is denoted as AB, and above that one symbol of a line. Unlimited number of lines can be drawn in a paper through a given point. Suppose we have one point is given to us. How many lines we can draw from that point? We can draw unlimited number of lines. You can check it also. Next point is, exactly one line passes through two different given points, and when 2 points are given to us, then how many lines can we draw from those 2 points? We can draw only one line. Next is, two different lines in a plane either intersect at exactly one point or are parallel. Okay, if we have two lines in a plane on a piece of paper, suppose we draw two lines, then these two lines either intersect one or the other point. Either they can intersect or they are parallel. Next is, a line segment is a position of a line. It has two endpoints and has a definite length. A line segment is a portion of a line. Line segment is a small part of a line. It is only a small portion of a line, and it has two endpoints. And as it has two endpoints, it has fixed length, or we can say definite length. We denote line segment as AB, and above that symbol of a line. In this way we can give name to a line segment. Next point is, the length of a line segment AB equal to the distance between the point A and B. Suppose we have 2 points A and B. Okay, so what is the line segment AB? The line segment AB is equal to the distance between the points A and B. Whatever the distance between A and B, that is the length of the line segment AB. Next point is, a ray is a part of a line that extends indefinitely in one direction. Ray is also a part of a line. As line segment is a portion of a line, that is a part of a line, same ray is also a part of a line, and it extends indefinitely in one direction. We can extend line in both the direction, but ray we can extend only in one direction. A ray has one end point, okay, and it has indefinite length. We can extend ray from one side only, AB, and above that the symbol of ray. In this way we can represent a ray. In this ray, A is the initial point of the ray, and we can extend ray AB in B direction, in the direction of the B. Next point is, unlimited number of rays can be drawn in a plane with a given initial point. Suppose we have one point, then how many rays can we draw from that initial point? We can draw unlimited number of rays. Okay, see the example of sun. Sun is the initial point of sun rays. On that, from that initial point, unlimited number of rays comes out. Okay, so we can draw unlimited rays from the one initial point. Next is, there is no difference between line AB or line BA. Meaning of line AB and line BA both is same. Okay, same in the line segment also. AB line segment and BA line segment, these two are same. But there is a difference between ray AB and ray BA. Why? Why ray AB is different from ray BA? Because ray AB means its initial point is A and it moves indefinitely towards B. And ray BA means that its starting point is B and it is moving towards A indefinitely. That's why ray AB is different from ray BA. Next point, two rays with the same initial point but directed in the opposite directions are called opposite rays. Okay, see, two rays with the same initial point. Initial point is same, starting point is same, but they are moving in the opposite direction. So they are called opposite rays. Next, a figure formed by two rays or two line segments with the same initial point is called an angle. What is an angle? A figure formed by two rays with the same initial point. We have two rays or two line segment and the initial point of those two rays or two line segment is same. Okay, this is called an angle. The initial point is called its vertex. That is called the vertex of the angle. And two rays are called the arms or sides of the angle. Next, a curve which has different beginning and end points is called an open curve. These definitions you have to learn. Open curve, a curve which has different beginning and end points. Starting point is different and end point is also different. So, a curve which has different beginning and end point is called an open curve. Next point is a curve which have same beginning and end points is called a closed curve, in which beginning and starting and end points are same. That is called a closed curve. And third is a curve which do not cross itself is called a simple curve. Now see the example of these three. All the three types of curve. See first figure. In this, starting point and end points are different, so it is a open curve. Figure number 2, in this starting point and end points are same, so it is a closed curve. And figure number 3, it does not cross itself. Is it crossing itself? No. So it is a simple curve. In figure 1, starting point and end points are different, but they are crossing itself. That's why it's not a simple curve. Okay. So figure number 3 is simple curve, simple and open curve, because it does not cross itself also, and it has different starting and ending points. Next point is, a simple closed curve leads to 3 directions of the region. We can divide a simple closed curve into 3 divisions. One is interior, exterior and boundary. The region which is inside the curve called the interior curve, which is outside the curve, that is the exterior, and which lie on the boundary, or we can say which points lie on the boundary, that is called the on the boundary. Next point is, a simple closed curve made up entirely of line segments is called a polygon. What I have told you, in this you have to keep in mind 3 conditions. First, it must be simple curve. Simple means which do not cross itself. Then closed also means starting and end points are same and made up of entirely of line segment. This is the third condition. So simple closed curve made up entirely of line segments is called a polygon. Next point is, line segment forming a polygon are called its sides. All the line segments by which we are made the line polygon are called its sides, and the end points of the line segments are called its vertices. Next is, 2 sides of a polygon with a common end point are called its adjacent sides. 2 sides of a polygon with a common end point. There are 2 sides, but their starting point or ending point, one point is common. Okay, so those are called the adjacent sides, means one vertex is common in 2 sides. If one vertex is common, so those sides are known as adjacent sides. The end points of the same side of a polygon are called its adjacent vertices. We have suppose one side, AB side. From A and B, we are able to form 2 angles, angle A and angle B. So these points, point A and point B, these are called the adjacent vertices. 2 end points of the same side. Okay, these are called the adjacent vertices. Next, 2 angles of a polygon with a common side are called its adjacent angles. Same adjacent vertices, if angles are formed with in one side, then we can call them adjacent angles. Side is AB. We are forming 2 angles here, angle A and angle B. So angle A and angle B are called the adjacent angles. Line segment forming by joining 2 non-adjacent vertices of a polygon is called a diagonals of a polygon. What is a diagonal? When we join 2 non-adjacent vertices, then we can form the diagonal. So line segment formed by joining 2 non-adjacent vertices of a polygon is called a diagonals of a polygon. A polygon having 3 sides is called a triangle. A triangle has 3 sides, 3 vertices and 3 angles. A polygon having 4 sides is called a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles and 2 diagonals. A quadrilateral has 2 pair of opposite sides and 2 pair of opposite angles. Now let's move to circle. A circle is the path of a point moving at the same distance from a fixed point. A circle is a path of number of points. There are many number of points moving at the same distance from a fixed point. And what is that fixed point is called? That fixed point is the center of the circle. Okay, see the second point now. The fixed point is the center. The fixed distance is called the radius, and the distance around the circle is called the circumference of the circle. Let me explain it again. The fixed point is called the center of the circle. And from the center of the circle, from this fixed point to the boundary, okay, that distance is called the radius. And the boundary of a circle is called its circumference. Next is, a chord of a circle is a line segment joining any 2 points on the circle. Any 2 points on the circle. Okay, it is not compulsory in chord that chord passes through the center. What is a chord? A line segment joining any 2 points on the circle. That is a chord. Now diameter. A diameter is a line segment passing through the center, and 2 endpoints lie on the circumference of the circle. In chord, it is not compulsory that it pass through the center, but in diameter, this is the condition that we must fulfill, that it passes through the center of the circle and 2 endpoints lie on the circumference of the circle. Next is sector. A sector is the region in the interior of a circle enclosed by an arc on one side and a pair of radii on the other 2 sides. Means the region which is in the interior of the circle and which is enclosed by 2 radii, okay, a pair of radii and 1 arc. That is called the sector of the circle. Then segment. A segment is the region in the interior of the circle enclosed by an arc and a chord. That part is called the segment. Hope all the points are clear to you now. You can revise this chapter from your NCERT book only. Okay, do all the questions again. And your homework is to do assignment of chapter 4, this 4. I have prepared one assignment for you. In this assignment, only MCQs are there, short questions, which you are able to do only when the concept is clear to you. If the concept is clear, then only you are able to do these MCQs. So before doing it, read all these points very carefully and then do it.